Hi, my name's Ali and I'm a member of Aldridge Parish Church congregation. And I'm going to start my little Wednesday word by telling you a little bit of background about myself, first of all. So I've been a Christian about 12 and a half years. All of that time at Aldridge Parish Church. I came to faith through an Alpha course there. I live on my own in a flat in Aldridge, apart from the two cats, that is. And I'm a teacher, and I teach in the early years, children who are about 4 years old. And the other thing that I think you should know about me is I am an eternal optimist. So when the news of coronavirus first started to hit the UK really in January, I was one of those people who were saying, nah, it's never going to come to much here. Bird flu never really affected us. No, we're going to be absolutely fine. Then we got to the end of February, and particularly the end of February half term, when people were coming back from their ski trips in Italy, and we started to see the spread of the virus in Italy. And I was still saying, no, okay, we might get a few cases, but it's not going to be anything too serious. I even had a child in my class who had been to Italy in half term and had to go into self-imposed isolation when she came back. And I still thought, no, we're going to be okay. So it did come as a bit of a shock to me when Boris Johnson announced that we were going into lockdown and that the schools were going to close. I really didn't expect that at all. And I did have a few moments of panic, I think we could say, because I thought, how am I going to get on in my flat, locked in on my own for weeks, not being able to go out? Because although I live alone, I work full time and I have quite an active social life. So I'm only on my own when I choose to be. And what would it be like for me being stuck in my flat on my own for days on end? However, I then remembered a verse from the Bible that I'd actually been given on a beta course, and it just comes from the end of Matthew chapter 28, and it is verse 20 right at the end, and it's the end part of the verse that just says, "And surely I am always with you." And that got me thinking about verses in the Bible that might sort of be focused or thinking about loneliness or being on your own. So I looked up a few of those, and I also found Psalm 16, verse 11, quite helpful. It says, "You will show me the path of life. In your presence is fullness of joy. At your right hand are pleasures forevermore." So, very quickly, I realised that I would still be going into work. So I wasn't going to be alone for days on end in my flat. I was going to be teaching the key worker children. Alongside this, I would also be teaching online the children who'd stayed at home. So actually on the days when I didn't go into work and on the evenings, I had more work to do to sort the online resources teaching. So again, actually, I was really quite busy. Next, I discovered the beauty of Druids Heath golf course. As no one could play golf, they very kindly opened the golf course to people who want to walk. I was able to make the most of the lovely weather and watch the beauty of early spring turning into summer, and seeing the leaves come onto the trees, and I felt really privileged and blessed at that time to be able to be on the golf course. I could enjoy walking, being outside, and waving and chatting to other people who were up there as well, at a social distance, of course. So again, not alone. Now, anyone that knows me knows I am no fan of social media, and I don't spend a lot of time on screens. But suddenly, large parts of my life had gone online. Some of my teaching, my staff meetings, two things that I really didn't enjoy. But my house group also moved on to Zoom, and we have been able to meet quite successfully over the lockdown period, nearly every week, with nearly all of the members of the house group turning up to chat together, share Bible readings and share prayer requests. And that also has been a real blessing for me. I have a group of friends that I met when I was 18 at university, and normally we would see each other 2, if we're lucky, 3 times a year. But we've discovered Zoom, and every Saturday night we get together, we eat together, we chat together, and we've done some silly quizzes. And that's been a real time of strengthening our friendships, which wouldn't have happened if we hadn't been in lockdown. So, those fears about being on my own. Of course I wasn't on my own. God was always there, and God provided me with the people and the activities that I needed to keep me going.